What's up, Home Slices? It's Kiera with Home Slice Adulting, and I'm coming to you with my review for episode 2 of season 4 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Yeah, let's get right to it. This episode was pretty entertaining. I'm just gonna pull up my notes here really quickly. So we'll talk about Ray J, A1, and Safaree in their sperm count competition first. So Ray J is trying to make a baby with his new wife, Princess, and it hasn't been happening yet. So interestingly enough, instead of blaming Princess for their fertility issues, he thinks, you know what, maybe I have something to do with this. So he decides to have his sperm checked out, which I think is really cool. So anyways, he encourages his, friends Safaree and A1 to join him, and he turns it into a competition, which kind of makes it fun. And so the loser has to make a song with Hazel E. Now this is what Ray J thought of, but apparently they all think making a song with Hazel E is so bad that it's, the loser is worthy of making a song with her. So whatever. Apparently A1 is still using condoms with his wife, and Lyrica is like, you know what? My career is about to pop off. I ain't got time for no babies. So whatever works for their, relationship. So next thing we know, Safaree and Ray J show up to the sperm bank doctor area, wherever they are, and A1 brings Lyrica, and they're like, no, this is supposed to be bro time. We're all, circle jerking. I don't know. But apparently they thought it was cheating that he brought his wife, but whatever. And they are talking nasty the whole time. It's a little hard to watch, but it's funny. They're fun to watch. So next we see them getting the results, and they ask the doctor to read them from the highest sperm count down to the lowest. And so A1 has A1 sperm and is in first place and has like 5 or 6 times the normal sperm count. And so maybe bringing his wife did help out. I don't know. Next is Safaree, and he has like 3 times or so the normal sperm count. And then Ray J comes in dead last, and his sperm count is lower than, the average or the normal amount. And so, that's what Ray J gets for, throwing shade at Hazel E's rapping skills. So now he has to make a song with her, and Safaree, being Safaree, suggests that the song be called Shortcomings. So that was pretty funny. I enjoy watching them together. They're very silly or whatever. So next we see Boobie and Brooke Valentine, and like I said, Brooke Valentine is from Houston, and apparently Boobie is too. Didn't know that. But anyways, they know each other, and they have a very non-platonic relationship. I don't even know how to describe it. Brooke Valentine tells her about, the games that Marcus is playing with him not really being married, and Boobie can see right through it. He, peeps game. And Brooke Valentine is like, even though he was unfaithful to his wife, speaking of Boobie, he's a great guy, and if I were to choose a guy, I would want him to be like Boobie. And it's like, is Marcus low-key like Boobie since he's still cheating on his wife? Don't know. Anyways, I think their friendship is really weird. Moving on. So next we have AD, and I want to apologize for calling the girl Ad. Last time I was reading it, and it read like Ad, and it's AD. And so it's AD, Moniece's son Cameron, and friends. And I'm like, you bring your friends to a family outing? But okay, whatever. And Nia is there, y'all. Y'all remember Nia from previous seasons with Soulja Boy, unfortunately. And so Moniece brings up the situation that happened at the karaoke, and Alexis Sky's name comes up, and Masika is out of there. I don't want to talk about this. Boop. And that's how Masika gets whenever somebody tries to bring up somebody that she has an argument or a confrontation with. She did the same thing when Hazel E came on the stage at the reunion last year. I don't understand that part of her. I guess Masika is not about that life. So yeah. Anyways, Moniece knows what's up, and she explains that these 3 women, Nikki, Alexis Sky, and Hazel E, are joining forces to mess up the life of the woman who slept with all of their men. Alexis Sky and Fetty Wap, Molly Mall and Nikki. And then and then Hazel E and Young Berg. So, you know, Masika been sleeping with everybody's man. Y'all know what that makes her, but I don't want to call it that. Anyways, Moniece got it wrong though when she said that Masika was dating the same person that Alexis Sky was dating. I don't know anything about Alexis Sky's relationship with Fetty Wap, but what I do know is that Masika didn't have a relationship with Fetty Wap. Moving on. So next we got Marcus and Brooke, and Brooke must really be in love with this man because he shows up with some papers and she, you know, just melts, you know, basically like she made it very easy for him to work his way back in with showing her some papers. And so according to Marcus, he didn't know he wasn't divorced. He thought he was divorced. And then it was like, oh my gosh, I still have some more signatures. Like, who is in the process of getting a divorce and doesn't verify if you're getting a divorce, like if your divorce is final? I guess that's what happens when you use a paralegal instead of an actual divorce attorney, but whatever. So the divorce papers came through. Marcus was very smooth and he just worked his way back in there like it was nothing. So next we see Keyshia Cole and Too Short, and I really don't understand the point of this. They're talking about nothing, talking about music, asking Too Short to hook her up with some good men. Her and Boobie are good at co-parenting and they're living together and nobody understands that, including me, but whatever. Then they talk about, you know, it's finally time to have the talk, the divorce talk. So, you know, it's time. You know, according to Keyshia Cole, it's time to get that paperwork done, and Boobie just can't believe it. It's so surreal that, you know, after us being separated for so long, I can't believe we're actually going to go through with the divorce. I mean, it's a shock, right? Anyways, so they've been living together for a year, according to Boobie, and Boobie wanted to let Keyshia know that he was very appreciative of her, that in addition to being very sorry, you know, all the things that he was going through, his trying to get on his feet, Keyshia never turned her back on him. So, you know, Keyshia got all misty-eyed and stuff, but not misty-eyed enough to the point where he could give her a real hug and not a church hug. She was like, you know, don't get too close. Like he got germs or something. And it's like, y'all were married and had a baby together. This is not, you know, some creepy uncle from years ago. I don't know, whatever. So moving on, we see Zell Swag and Alexis, and he's not a blogger, he's a stylist apparently. So anyways, Alexis, interestingly enough, apologized for her anger, but later on we find out that she has a little, you know, angle. But you know, she ain't stupid, so I kind of like Alexis Scott just a little bit. But apparently Alexis is about that life, and she's trying to figure out why Masika has so much to say on social media. So Alexis peeped that Zell was a messy queen. Is that what she called him? A messy queen? And so she's using that to her advantage to make sure that she gets in touch with Masika. And so finally Zell gets to the point where he's, you know, gonna talk to Masika about her and Alexis Sky getting together. And Masika is dressed in a brown sugar Pop-Tart colored bodysuit. Her body does not look bad, but yeah, see, I'm not the fashion person. I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. I would have appreciated it more if it was a color that wasn't so close to her skin, like she actually was naked, but whatever. So Zell starts stuttering when he's trying to bring up Alexis Sky, and he's like, well, you know, so it reminded me of when Cynthia was trying to spill the tea about Phaedra supposedly sleeping with some man named Chocolate. Y'all remember that? But anyways, so finally he gets it out. As soon as he says Alexis Sky, Masika just goes nuts and starts talking about getting lawyers and trying to get camera time, and she's a season 1 BI. And it was hard to tell whether or not she was talking about Alexis Sky or Zell Swag. I don't know, but she wants to talk to her lawyers, and I told y'all not to bring this person up, and she's throwing drinks and she's getting mad. She was super mad. And so eventually she turns on Zell, and like I said, it was hard to tell if she was saying those things about Zell or Alexis, but Zell eventually gets tired of it and starts talking about her not having a budget, and you know, her heels are running over to the left, and that he got somebody for her. So whatever. Now, this is the first time that we're seeing Chanel West Coast. So the last time we talked about how there were too many people on this show, and we're increasingly being introduced to more and more people. And at this party is where we get introduced to 2 more. So we have Chanel West Coast, the girl with the annoying laugh from Ridiculousness. And but I want to know what she adds to Ridiculousness. I think she's just a person for them to kind of make fun of, which I don't really like, but whatever. So Chanel West Coast is there with her JJ from Good Times hat, and it's a single release party. I didn't catch the name of the single. I haven't really listened to her music, but whatever. Nikki is there looking terrible in that, you know, huge booty, and she thinks that she can help Chanel because she has connections and can make anything happen. Whatever. Nikki needs to, like I said, Nikki probably won't have her own storyline. She's just going to be a conduit for other people's storylines, linking people up and stuff like that. So, we see Jade, and if y'all remember from the last season of Love and Hip Hop New York, Jade was Rich's girlfriend for a little bit until she got into a little, you know, argument / disagreement with Rich's daughter, who was only like 5 to 8 years younger than her. So whatever. And Moniece was the person who really put the nail in the coffin of their relationship. So, whatever. Apparently Jade has moved on to married people, which is actually a step down from Rich. I don't know. Anyways, so Jade apparently is the paralegal that has been handling Marcus Black's divorce. And it's like, you know, handling his divorce so that we can be together. And it's like, first off, paralegals don't divorce people. They assist the people who divorce people, but whatever. And so who is there to listen to this conversation except Lyrica? And Lyrica doesn't say anything at the time, but she's also friends with Brooke Valentine. Yeah. So, from what I understand, Jade at this point does not know anything about Marcus dating Brooke for a year now. So, yeah, we'll talk about that later. So next we see Safaree and Nikki, and she links up Safaree with Chanel, and Safaree wants her to make up a song about the bread on the table, and then he does a freestyle about the bread and everything on the table, which is cool or whatever. And so Safaree says, I know she can laugh on a couch, let's see what else she can do. And I was like, that's shady, but it was funny. He's right. Anyways, so he's having a coconut oil release party. People will have a release party for everything, okay? Everything. Like a single, and then coconut oil, and then women's empowerment release. I don't know. It's the worst. Okay. But anyways, he wants Chanel to perform so that he can see how she performs and, you know, help get her career popping or whatever. And so Nikki only wants a foot rub as payment. So he must give really good foot rubs, I guess, with coconut oil or whatever. Yeah, but not for him to rub anything else. So next we see Nia, Lyrica, and Brooke at some sexy dance class, and Lyrica spills the tea as a friend about the situation with Jade and Marcus Black. Now, typically I'm not a fan of people bringing back mess to other people, but Lyrica actually seemed genuine when she was telling Brooke this, especially considering how in love Brooke is with Marcus Black's old Jaleel White looking self. He looks like Jaleel White mixed with Gucci Mane. But anyways, she tells him that Jade is the paralegal that's been helping Marcus, and she was like, oh, show me a picture of her. And that's the problem with social media. Brooke says, I want to talk to Jade first. And I'm like, mistake number 2, Brooke. Mistake number 1 was taking back Marcus after he lied to you about his divorce for a year. Mistake number 2 is talking to Jade first instead of talking to the person who actually owes you an explanation. So yeah, Brooke, you about to strike out. But anyways, moving on. That's part of the drama this season. So that was the end of the episode. So for next time, we can look forward to fertility issues with Princess and Ray J. I have a feeling that Ray J is not going to be completely honest about his low sperm count. Maybe it's a manhood thing, don't know. But if you get your sperm count announced on national television, I'm pretty sure that your wife should be, you know, the next person to know. Next we see Brooke versus Jade, which is stupid because both of them are only slightly relevant and Marcus is not worth it. We also see Tierra again and her new boo, Cisco. I don't know what's going on with all of this cross fertilization with the Love and Hip Hop franchises, but Tierra is in love with Cisco now, and apparently they're gonna have some friend dinner that's really not gonna go well, and Cisco's gonna be super sensitive and get up and go away from the table, and Tierra's gonna start crying, whatever. So, and lastly, Lyrica and A1 have some, you know, marital / business issues, because that's always the way it goes whenever you're working with the person that you're married to. And she doesn't want him to sign any female artists, and he throws her under the bus, letting the female artist he was going to sign know why he won't sign them anymore. That's so unfortunate. He threw her under the bus like that, and she threw some water on him. So we'll see it next time. This season is turning out to be actually quite entertaining. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out, home slices.